Well, here we are. Here we are. It's the end, and it still hasn't sunk in with me hours later. And I was at the watch party at MSG, and that's why he's going up late. And I will say, if I wasn't talking to my friend on the phone for pretty much the entire time after the game, I'd be, I'd be dwelling on this a lot more, and it would have sunk in more if I wasn't distracted. But, um, now that I'm here by myself with my thoughts, this sucks. This sucks. Rangers lose 2-1 to the Tampa Bay Lightning in game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And tonight, they no-showed. I don't know what to tell you. They no-showed. They looked like a team that has played 82 games in a regular season, as well as two 7-game series. And they had Tampa right in a chokehold, and Tampa inserted the meme, "You're gonna need to call an ambulance, but not for me." They inserted that and completely flipped the script on us, and that's just what Tampa is. There is a reason they won back-to-back cups, and now might win their third straight. And it hit me the other day, and it's painful. Tampa Bay is 4 wins away from having just as much Stanley Cups as the Rangers do in their entire franchise. And all of those cups were in my lifetime. I am not 20 years old yet. I am not 20. And Tampa Bay is about to have just as many cups as us in my lifetime. Throw it in the comments, sure. Once it's 40. Oh, the king without a cup. Throw it all in the comments. Whatever. I know. I know. I know. And it just felt like the Henrik Lundqvist era all over again. As I'm staring at his poster right there, it just felt like that era all over again. Igor Shesterkin, he let in 2 bad goals. I won't deny it. We're not going to sugarcoat that. 2 goals that he let up were unacceptable. Other than that, you couldn't have asked for a better performance from your goalie. Couldn't have asked. He kept the Rangers in this game until the end. And 2 bad goals is the difference. And they just no-showed either way. And it's a combination of Tampa both shutting them down and the Rangers also looking gassed and playing like garbage. Both can be true. The Rangers just didn't have it. And they no-showed this game. They no-showed game 4. And for everyone, when game 3 ended, told me to not worry because of the fact that it's just one game and we were still leading the series. Like I said last video, I didn't want to hear any of that. One game could change a series. Again, think of the difference if Tampa went down 3-0. We could be talking about the Rangers in the cup right now, or we could be getting reverse swept. Who the hell knows? But it's Tampa Bay at the end of the day. So, as soon as you let them back in the series with 1 win, I just had a bad feeling about it. Had a bad feeling. And I don't know what to say. I don't know. This team just you had so many opportunities with Henrik Lundqvist to win a cup, and Didn't work. Now we're here in this first year out of the rebuild. And I know people are going to say, how could you not be grateful? This is the Rangers' first year out of a rebuild, and they go all the way to the conference finals, pushing the Tampa Bay Lightning of all teams to 6 games. How could you not be proud? Because I can't ignore the fact that, because one, the Rangers have yet to win a cup in my lifetime, which pains me. And two, I can't ignore the fact that they no-show tonight in an elimination game, and their backs against the wall for a team that thrived in these games coming into the night, for a team that has no quit New York as their slogan. I thought we'd get that no quit New York mentality, but like I said, combination of the Rangers being bad and Tampa being the back-to-back Cup champions changed it. Changed it. And for people that want to say Andre Vasilevsky is good in these closeout games, that may be true, but I'm sorry to any Lightning fan that's watching this video. I simply cannot say it was Andre Vasilevsky as much as it was Tampa Bay's defense. Tampa Bay's defense was more of a reason why they won this game. It's simple as that. Outside the Andrew Kopp chance right in front of the net, what big saves did Andre Vasilevsky really have to make? He barely had to make any huge saves. It was more Tampa keeping the Rangers out of their zone and Tampa just absolutely annihilating the Rangers on the forecheck. The Rangers looked like a bunch of headless chickens in the defensive zone tonight. One of the worst defensive efforts I've seen. One of the worst. And again, if it wasn't for Igor Shesterkin, this would have been a blowout. I don't even want to recap and go into like everything that happened in this game. I feel it's better to just do this off the top of my head, do this from the heart, since this is the last of the season. And there's not much to say other than David Stamkos scored a goal that Igor Shesterkin should have saved, and Frank Vetrano scores on the power play in the third, only for the Rangers to allow an odd man rush, thanks Jacob Trouba, and Igor to not cover the puck there. And people want to argue if that goal should have counted or not. To me, Igor has to make more of an effort to stop that puck there for it to possibly get overturned, or for me to feel differently. I can't argue it. Can't argue that it was a clean, good goal. But that's just my opinion. Going into the night, you already had questions. Baca was scratched for Ryan Strome, who was not good at all to go. He only played just over, or just under 9 minutes, I should say. Closer to just under 9 minutes and just over 8. He should not have played today. Dryden Hunt should not have played. He hasn't played a game since, January? And you're just throwing him to an elimination game against Tampa Bay? Like that one. And I'm someone that defended Gallant all season long, and that constantly... I'm a Gallant fan, and I've defended him so much is the point here. But I simply can't defend him in this series. I can't. Because the amount of times that him and the team went up in the post game and would give the garbage of, we got to stick to our system, we got to trust our system, and things will work out. Well, your system didn't work, buddy. How about making some adjustments? How about tweaking the system a bit? There was none of that. None. And There's not much else to say other than that. Well, it has to be better in that part. What else is there? Um, your $11.5 million superstar. No, I should say before I say that, what went wrong? What went wrong? Your $11.5 million superstar had one bright spot, and that was the game winner against Pittsburgh. Outside of that, where was he? Where was he? He had a good game five. Thought tonight he was okay. But where was he point wise? Where was he? Here's you guys want a list of guys that I'm not gonna complain about from the playoffs at all. Here. You're gonna get Lafreniere, Barkley Goudreau, Tyler Mott, Brian Lindgren, Mika Zibanejad, Phil Peedle, and of course Igor Shesterkin. DeAndre Miller, somewhat of a bright spot, but and same with Schneider, he's somewhat, but there were times where he was just not good. Fox, there were times where he was not the number one defenseman. Jacob Trouba, just an absolute disaster. And it's bad when you're making $8 million and the only thing right now you're known for is just bad publicity on Twitter because all you do is throw hits. And all it is, oh, was this a clean hit or a dirty hit? If Jacob Trouba didn't throw hits, you wouldn't even be hearing of his name, except for from Ranger fans talking about how much of a disaster the contract is, even though it already is to begin with. But that would just make it 10 times worse. Fox didn't look like the number one defenseman too many times. Braun, I mean, I'm not going to complain too much. He didn't play that much, and I thought he was a decent option as a third pair. And then Trouba also single-handedly costed us game 3. Strome was not healthy, and he was a disaster even when he was, but also missed a wide open net 5. Rooney didn't play that much, but I didn't think he was that great. Pop, nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. I don't know what happened to the Andrew Kopp that we saw in April. Same with Frank Vetrano. Both of them were the only ones with points tonight, but they didn't do enough, in my opinion, this postseason. Kreider, for a guy that scored over 50 goals in the Rocket Richard conversation, where were you? Where were you? The heart and soul of this team, the guy that's been here the longest. The only thing I could give a bright spot for him tonight about was he almost scored a tipping goal on the power play. Congratulations. If that's what you want to be remembered for tonight, Chris Kreider. He wasn't good. Tyler Mott, I can't say enough good things about. And then Igor, he was here the whole way through. Well, yeah, he had some rough games in Pittsburgh, but not gonna be mad at him because outside of that, he did everything we could have asked for and more. And I don't even know. It's gonna be an interesting summer though. Because as of right now, I don't think Petrano's back. I don't think Kopp is back. I don't think Strome is back. I don't think Rooney's back. Braun's probably not back. And I'm hoping Tyler Mott is really the only guy on an expiring contract where I could probably confidently say that he'll be back. I really think Tyler Mott's going to be back, and if he's not, I think it's a huge mistake because he was one of the best, one of our best options, and I feel like you got to keep him around. And I think that outside of that, though, I think, like I said, Petrano, Cop, Rooney, Strom, Braun, and Kako. Adding Kako to the list. I think we saw their last games as Rangers. And whether you like it or not, that's just how I feel right now. I could be completely wrong. The only Ranger that I feel out of that list that I said that I feel like maybe will be back the most, that I feel the most confident in saying maybe, okay, no, they will resign is Andrew Kopp. Outside of that, I don't think any of those other guys are going to be back next year. And people are going to be pissed when Kako's gone, especially. But I don't see him staying. And I think there's a chance Ryan Reeves also maybe played his last game as a Ranger. But that I'm not so sure about. I know. And it just sucks for Sammy Blay too. He gets injured in November, starts skating again, gets close and closer and closer. The further and further we go, the higher and higher the chances get of him playing. And I just feel bad for him that he didn't get to play, be a part of this run. Because would he have been a difference maker? Probably not, but he would have been nice to have in this lineup. Going to be an interesting offseason, though. And I'm hurt that it's here already. Hurt that we don't get to watch this team in the cup. I don't know what else to say. I didn't really want to recap this game too much because the story of it is Tampa took advantage of the Rangers running out of gas and showed again why they are the back-to-back champions and probably soon to be the back-to-back champions. And honestly, I have nothing but respect for Tampa at the end of the day. They're to do what they're doing in the salary cap era. It's just unreal. And if they win their third straight cup, there's really an argument to be had that it's the best dynasty ever in hockey. Do all this in a salary cap, like I said. It's just unreal. And something that all teams in the league should be taking notes of. Let's get to Twitter, though, now. Get to Twitter. And to quickly say also, as for if this is going to be the end of me doing these videos, just because I really don't know mentally if I could do it next year. I just don't know. This team is going to make me gray by my mid-20s. Oh my god. I really don't know if I'm going to be back next year or not. I just don't know if I could do it. But I'm going to take time to think about that. Get to the on Twitter. New York Style 24 says, wow, Python, first of all, thanks for everything you do. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words to start there. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot. Now let's get the Rangers. They didn't show much fight tonight, but still a hell of a run from the boys. I really appreciate them. And so many good memories onto the offseason. Like I said, I really do appreciate the kind words. And as for tonight, that's what what hurts the most. They didn't show any fight tonight. They looked spineless, gutless, heartless. And yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, for their first run out of a rebuild, it is nice. It just, I can't lose sight of the fact that we were right there. We were 2 wins away from a cup final appearance and let them back in. We let Tampa back in and gonna be a lot of bad from that. Good. New York style or New York style. I read your comment, my bad. NYR Ten says, thanks for everything this year, man. Thank you for commenting. Also, New York Style 24 and everyone, thank you all for commenting and thank you for participating this year because without you guys, it would have been harder to go through this year. And thank you again for the kind words there. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rank this season? I'll say a 7.5 because I just have so many problems with putting it any higher. I understand because I know people are going to keep saying it. I understand this is their first year out of a rebuild and everything. I know, I get it. But again, they were right there and had Tampa in a chokehold and they couldn't finish the job. And with a coach like Gallant taking a team like Vegas as far as he did, the fact that he couldn't make the right adjustments and get this team to go as far, if not further, than that Vegas team pains me. And on paper, this roster I feel like is one of the best Ranger teams that we've seen, at least for me personally, maybe in my lifetime. And I know you could argue maybe with the older core, they were better, but did that older core when we were making those runs in 2012, 2014, 2015, did they have an Artemi Panarin? Did they have a Rocket Richard, Chris Kreider? Did they have a center like Mika Zibanejad? Did they have an Adam Fox? Did they have just everything they have? And the only thing I could say that the older core had was through center depth, because it's definitely a problem not winning faceoffs this year, and that's not a secret. But to me, it's just hard to feel any better when you just consider all of that. Mika DeCrard says, hey man, love the series this year. Thank you for the kind words there. I appreciate it. And thank you as well for participating in these videos. Really good. Thanks for it. Again, appreciate that. And your question is, think Cop resigns. I'm on the fence because if you asked me at the end of the regular season, even the end of the first round, my answer is most definitely yes. After this Carolina and Tampa series, I'm not so sure because I really feel Filipino won over the third line center role, and you obviously have Mika as your first line center. And I don't think you're going to re-sign Andrew Kopp to play on the wing, considering the plethora of wingers you have, especially with Othman probably coming over next year. Kravtsov maybe coming back. You're not going to bring back Toronto for that reason, by the way, but you're not going to play Kopp on the wing. And I just don't think re-signing him at like 5 million or so to be 5.5, maybe even, or maybe more. Sign him to be a third line center at that much when Filipino probably has won the rollover. I just don't see a point. And if you're going to start him as your second line center, I think that it's a huge mistake to spend all your cap on Andrew Kopp as your second line center. I loved Andrew Kopp, especially in the regular season. I wish he was able to put up a bigger postseason, but and I love him, like I said, but I just I just don't think he could be the number 2 center. I think the Rangers need to look elsewhere for second line center. How you're gonna do it with this tight cap, I don't know. But good GMs find a way. So let's see if Chris Drury finds a way. Uncle Shao says pain. And then Rob says, thank you. I appreciate this. I believe this is your first time. Says, thanks for everything. A really entertaining year. Thank you, Rob, for the support along the way. I really do appreciate that. And was a entertaining year for sure. And if you mean by my videos, I'm just a guy at the end of the day that's just as passionate about the Rangers as either you are, or maybe not, because some people are probably just here that are fans of either Tampa or rival team. But I'm just a guy that screams into the mic about the Rangers. So I really am glad that people enjoy this. And last but not least, that Sports Maniac says, just thanks, Python, for all the work this season. You're the man, brother. I really do appreciate you, Nico. And we have a huge project in the works, him and I, so that will be announced, but we'll have to, we'll be working on that and wait on that. But thank you for the support on the way and everything. And I'm honestly going to close everything out here. I'm sorry for making this a long video, but it's naturally going to be that way as the final video. But I just want to say that, like I said, I don't know if I'll be back next season, but regardless, if I am or not, thank you. I really do appreciate and love every single one of you that supported me along the way. The growth on the channel, absolutely unreal. And it's just amazing seeing myself in videos from last season where I just had no idea what I was doing. I was not clear at my speaking. My commentary was awful. And watching myself now, and I think the growth really shows it. And I really do appreciate and love every single one of you that supported me throughout the way. And like I said, I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are the reason that I kept making these videos. You guys are the reason that this year was probably the most memorable year as a Ranger fan that I've ever had. And um I love this team to death. I had on me, like I said, for a reason. And hoping they'll be back. And as for right now, I'm gonna take a somewhat long break, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how long of a break I'm gonna take, but I definitely need it. I really, really need it. A vacation. I haven't been anywhere since before the pandemic. Ugh. Um, and then as for if I make Mets content, I don't know. I don't know. Um, and off-season content also to be determined, as well as me returning for next season. I just don't know mentally if I could do it. But okay, that's where I'm gonna end it now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys for this unbelievable season. I really do appreciate it. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're fans. See if I'm back next year. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And whenever it is, I don't know when, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.